Hey everybody, I'm John. Welcome to another edition of Zoneone Beer Club. And this afternoon we're going to be bringing you a new one. I guess it's real new, come out last year, but this is only distributed in the Michigan area. This is an old brew that's been made back in Detroit again. I'm pretty excited that I had a friend of mine I do a lot of hangouts with send me a 6-pack of these, and shout out to Eric the Lions fan. Check out his YouTube page, but I really appreciate him doing that for me. And without further ado, let's take a look at what we're looking at here. A throwback to the old school beer, Stroh's Bohemian-Style Pilsner. I've actually had a couple of these. I shared a couple at Beer Club Thursday night, and I'll tell you, everybody really enjoyed these beers. And some people that do come that not a big craft beer drinker really enjoyed them and thought they was pretty spectacular. So without further ado, let's pour this bad boy down the middle, and let's see what we got here. I like to get a little tilt and kind of aggressively pouring it up. But I think this pours beautiful. Looks awesome. Throwback to the old school beers. You can see here's a real old school one right here. You kind of compare the two, what they look like. But yeah, I mean, the old front of the old label says served whenever quality counts. But you know, I mean, this is a beer that's being recreated from an old one. I think they've done a pretty good job on it. You know, I don't. It's not 100% the old one, but it's probably close. You know, I mean, with the way you brew beer now compared to what you brewed back 20 plus years ago has changed. The hops have changed. The malts have changed. I'm sure I'm not for sure. I can't say 100%, but you know, they might have the same yeast strain. I don't know, because I mean, a lot of brewers like that keep it, but I mean, relatively probably pretty close to what it tastes like back 25, 30 years ago. But I mean, I think they've done a decent job. You know, and you got to really give a shout out to Pat for trying to bang back a bunch of these old school beers like this, and old tankard ale. And I think Black Labels is on a comeback. It hasn't made it around here yet that I've seen. I definitely try to look out, but I know I've seen some people on YouTube groups post some, and I'd love to get my hands on it. But let's talk about this. Got the old Zone 1 glass. Just a lot of carbonation. Poured a pretty good head. The head's staying around pretty good. It's just that good old classic straw gold colored that you're going to get out of beers like this. I mean, there's no reason to sit around and say anything different, but that's what you're getting out of them. Let's give her an old smell test. You know, you get a little bit of the hop aroma in the smell. You definitely get the maltiness in it, and it tastes like a real good, or smells like a real good Pilsner beer. I'm a big fan of these, and I wish I had a chance to get more. But I think, you know, I could really session a lot of these beers, to be honest with you. And I wish they'd make it around here, and I wish they'd make it where everybody could get them, because I mean, it's just a cool looking bottle. I'll keep the bottle added to my collection, but you know, I mean, it's just a fantastic throwback to what I pay homage to, and that's these old beers like this. So cheers, everybody. But you know, you definitely get those Saaz hops in it and the other hops in it. You get that maltiness in it, the creaminess in it. To me, it's just really pleasant to the mouth. You know, it's not overwhelming. It's not harsh. It's not bitter. It's just a good old beer, and I think they've done a real good job at trying to recreate it. You know, and but you know, I mean, to each his own. These aren't for everybody, but when you're somebody, you know, like me that try to, you know, enjoy these beers, get them out on YouTube, get them out in beer groups, and tell everybody that, you know, hey, how much I really appreciate these beers and what Stroh's has done to try to recreate this. It's just phenomenal to me, and I try to pay respect to these because, you know, I enjoy them, and that's why I started this channel. I've been doing this for several years with other people and stuff, and I thought, you know, I got to break out. I still do a lot of stuff with other people, but, you know, and do my own thing and try to throw some beers up here that I like. Every once in a while I'll throw a craft beer up, or something a little cynical, but, you know, I try to stay within my roots. You know, I drink my share of craft beer. God, I really do. But, you know, I still look back at what made it what it is today, and that's these old beers like this. I mean, you got to take a look at a lot of these beers have been around since the 20s and 30s, even some back in the 1800s, you know, and but kudos, man, to them for doing this. I mean, bringing back that old stubby bottle. I'd like to see them do a little bit better artwork on the label to try to create, because I'm a big fan of this old returnable 12-ounce bottle. I really like that label, and they brought the old line back, nice. But I'd like to see them take a little bit more and do a little bit more on the label of it. But you know, I mean, I've not seen a lot of these beers out there on the internet, and I've not seen a lot of them. You know, I didn't look. I don't think there's probably a YouTube review out there on it. If there is, let me know. But you know, I hope I'm the first one to throw it out there, and it'll get everybody out there to say, hey man, I want to try to find this beer. But you know, if you want to drink a good old beer, you're not going to pay a high dollar for. I mean, I had to, because I had to pay for the beer and have the shipping. But you know, it was well worth it. If I had to do it again, would I do it again? Oh yeah, most definitely. But you know, I mean, it is what it is. You can't have tunnel vision when you're looking at it. You got to look at it as this is a bring back, and they bring it back, and I think they bring it back good. It's like the old tankard ale. I mean, I don't remember the tankard ale in the past, because that was way before I can remember. But I mean, I had it, enjoyed it, and hey, I've picked up more than one 4-pack of them because I really enjoy it. But I don't see it much anymore. I'm sure that's probably one that's about to phase out. But I don't think that they intended to have these out there in any lengthy period of times. I think a lot of it is they're, you know, you got trademarks on beers that you got to keep the licensing up on, and so I think they're throwing these beers out there to keep the name for a little bit, and so they don't lose their licensing on them per se, I guess. But you know, that's why they're throwing out, and you know, they're trying to compete against a market that, whether they do or don't, it doesn't matter to me. I think they're making good beers, but they're trying to compete against the craft beer market. And I think if everybody would give beers like this a chance and really enjoy them for what they are, I think people would look at them and say, you know, hey, they are competible beer, and they are enjoyable. You know, they're nothing that most people's going to look at, but people like me and others that do. You know, I mean, cheers to everybody that likes beers like these. So, I'm John, Zoneone Beer Club. If you can get this beer and you live in Michigan, get it, try it. If you live close, it's worth a drive to get it. But yeah, I mean, check it out. I'll have somebody send it to you. I did. And he was a good man for doing it. I appreciate it. So, hey, I'm John, Zoneone Beer Club. Once again, paying homage to the old school. Oh, I appreciate you. Everybody watching, like, subscribe, comment. Hey, cheers. out of here.